In this video, we're going to discuss starter themes. So what is a starter theme? A starter theme is that theme that you always want to start a website project with. It could be a custom build WordPress website, or it could be a premium theme WordPress website. You can make a starter theme out of anything. So in this video, we're going to talk about my starter theme, my company's starter theme. And a tool which is making it really, really easy for us to manage our starter themes is Flywheel Local. So Flywheel Local, you can download and run on your computer, and you use it in place of MAMP and XAMPP, XAMPP. It's way better than that stuff. And so the way you do it is you have a theme running on your computer. For us, I've just called mine Test Starter. And I've also saved this as a blueprint. As you can see there, save as blueprint. So when I go to create a new site by clicking this big plus button here, add new site, go advanced options and just choose your demo there. So once you've saved your starter theme as a blueprint, then it'll appear here, and you can have multiple blueprints too. So that's very powerful. Now we're going to go through some of the stuff that we like to include in our starter theme. So, firstly, we'll start with plugins. Advanced custom fields, we're always going to use that. Even if we're only using one or two little custom fields, we're always going to use that. So this is a part of my starter theme. Advanced custom theme Code Pro. If you're not familiar with this plugin, this produces a lot of the ACF code for you, so you can simply copy and paste it. I'll give you a sample right here, actually. Actually, no, I won't. Let's not get distracted. Gravity forms. Obviously, we need some forms. Every website needs a form. So I even take it a step further, and we've also included a contact form in here, which has also been, it's got some fields, some basic fields in here. It's also got, if we go to form settings, I've also got your standard sort of anti-spam honeypot activated, and so that saves you setting it up every single time. And I think that's what really kills you as a web developer, is the repetitiveness. I think by nature developers don't like repetitiveness, or I certainly don't. So I've also made sure all the fields are required, which is something that clients are always requesting. They want the fields to be required. So let's just get that right from the get-go. So that's all built in. Then I've also got my settings. I've also made sure that the time zone's correct, the language is correct, the week starts on Sunday is correct, stuff like that. Then I've also got Query Monitor, which is awesome to have on every site. It's great for picking up PHP errors. SVG support, because you should always be using an SVG logo, so you're going to have to support SVGs for logos, and So that's great to have. And then also for syncing the database, we're using the WP Sync DB, so we can push the database from local to staging. Then also, it's good to build in some settings with ACF as well. So I've got some CTA button links, because you're always going to use a CTA button, telephone numbers, company address, social medias, copyright, and some basic privacy policies and terms of use and stuff like that. So that's on the admin side. So that's what we're getting a lot of this stuff. We're getting it all, straight out of the gate. So there's less administration. Now, I don't know if this starter theme is actually fully up to date. There is some stuff I'd still want to add into it. But I've got a basic logo, and I've got some menus with some basic drop downs and some footer menus and social media stuff as well. I'm still sort of in the process of putting it all together, and so the beauty is this part of the process which I'm about to show you is that you might be working on another theme, you might be working on another website project, and decide that you want to include this in your starter theme. You might want to include some mix-in your starter theme, or you might want to include some footer menu styling in your starter theme. So the way I get around that is, what I do is, in this demonstration here, so on this side here, I've got my starter theme. This is the theme that I'll do my work on, and then save it as a new boilerplate before I create a new project from the boilerplate. So this is where all my additions need to go. In the center here, I have I'll just quit this. Okay, I'm working on a new project here, and if I run git log stat, what happens is I get this all the git commits come up, all the messages. Now wherever I've used this px starter thing word here, that means I want to include these changes into my starter theme. So this gives me a reference. So set width of CTA button. So I know that in mixins master, I've got a CTA button. So, and on this side is, in this panel is the new theme that I'm working on, the new project. And so here, this is where I've actually set width of CTA button on desktop. So here I can see my media query relating to that, where I've actually set the width. Now that's something I want to include. I want to make sure that my CTA buttons in my starter theme have a width set on for desktop. So I'll just, in this case, I just copy and paste the whole button over and paste it into my starter theme. And that's how I keep track of it. The point is, I'm using this word here to keep track of changes that I want to integrate back into my starter theme. So it's an iterative process, and it's up to you how you do it. I think it really highlights how reusable some code is. Like, for instance, code that's being used in a mix-in, like mixing code, is very reusable. And like when you're referring to colors, for instance, you use words like primary to reference a primary color of a brand. So that way you're not being very, very specific, and this code is therefore more reusable because of it. So that's the end of this video. I'm keen to keep the discussion going, so please ask questions in the comments. I'd like to discuss, your solutions for starter themes and whether you use them or you think they're a bad idea, or for me it's revolutionary. Using it influences how you write your code when you know that you've got a starter theme always there in the background that could always use improvements. I think it promotes the reusability of code. So yeah, thanks for watching.